Shock can make us lose important, valuable, and precious parts of ourselves. Emotions, perspectives on life, trust in your relationships, you name it. You feel it, you rely on it every day, and then suddenly it's gone in a cloud of depression, self-doubt, depersonalization, or PTSD. I'm not a therapist, but I know a thing or two about this journey to get those parts back or seek replacements for them. Many of us just lost those things thanks to the unsettling American election, a reactionary backslide heard around the globe that hurts almost exclusively the most vulnerable kinds of people. You now might be doubting whether your loved ones truly care about you as much as they say they do, if a couple TV ads during football and some rhetoric could have them voting against your access to health care. You might catch yourself in a traumatizing argument or a fistfight next year, something that never should have happened, but because support to those living on poverty wages got cut, you were forced back to your parents' house for a while and it all came out. You might find yourself shell-shocked, nihilistic, alone, and worst of all, missing those crucial emotions that used to guide you through life. So, I'm beaming a transmission directly to that you. Breathe. Breathe. I'm not telling you to take a walk or eat your veggies or start journaling and doing yoga. Just fucking breathe. Take your pointer finger and your middle finger and stick them between your jaw and your neck to feel your heart. Or put it on the inside of your wrists and listen. Notice your heartbeat. Is your heart racing out of control? Is it flatlining for some reason? Is it normal, or is it building up to some crazy crescendo? Your heartbeat can't lie. Your heartbeat knows what's going on deep down, even if you haven't noticed the emotions you're being beset by yet. There are a number of reasons why your brain and your conscious mind might grow out of touch with your emotions after you've gone through horrible stuff, but that doesn't happen with your heartbeat. So, getting a pulse can be your very first rudimentary clue as to what's actually going on inside. Knowing this might help you catch an essential emotion when it's finally re-emerging after years of being gone. Maybe the one that got repressed after the car crash. Maybe the gender euphoria that you had to shove back into the closet of your mind on November 6th, 2024. Emotions are physical. They manifest in your hands, your muscles, arms, chest, your head, stress headaches, anything. If you learn that, you can make maps, you can find road marks, you can guide yourself to where they're supposed to be. You can notice the writing on the wall when they're starting to come back. You can catch yourself. You can stay in touch physically, even if your heart can't handle it. You can be there for them when they return. This might be second nature. Maybe you've never lost this instinctive connection. Maybe it bounced right back. Maybe this makes no sense to you, but for traumatized people or neurodivergent people, it can be so hard to regain a pulse on a feeling that's been lost after a shocking, devastating occurrence. These emotions are things you need to know about yourself. You can't make it through the challenges and the locking you into misery of real life until you've figured out how you actually feel inside about yourself, about these situations. Emotions are our body's first intel, and they're invaluable. Listen to your heart. Listen to your gut. That's all great advice, but if you're brokenhearted and completely out of touch with these things, just lost, wandering, dark, and empty corridors in life with no instinctive guide, please try tracing your way all the way back down to the floor of emotions, logically. Get a pulse. Check your muscles for tension in weird places. Are you giving yourself a stress headache? Work your way down to that level of emotions. It's gonna be there, no matter what situation you're in. In my philosophy, the emotions are the pool, the waters that guts and hearts grow out from. They're more fundamental. And if that pool has been poisoned, it's gonna be hard to heal it. Hang tight. Welcome to the Metroidvania of trauma. The real-life things functioning like cracked walls or locked, colorful doors that we just can't deal with right now. We used to be able to, but now they're just making us claustrophobic and lost. You might not have the tools you need to open them right now, so be patient. It's lonely, it's scary, it's confusing and disorienting, but keep your ear to the wall. Keep a pulse on the ground, and you're gonna hear echoes moving throughout the entire emotional landscape. Maybe they're echoes of danger. Maybe you can notice little signs that there's a boss right around the corner. There's a scary, scary boss waiting for you, and you don't have the right upgrades, so leave, come back later. Maybe it's a different kind of echo. Maybe you can see something in the environment. Maybe you've learned these patterns. You've noticed that, oh, this is a sign that the more vulnerable I get, the more I'm going to get out of this conversation. There could be a huge power up behind this wall. This could be what I needed. This could be the kind of warm joy that I'm missing. This could knock down all those obstacles back in that other part of my life. Maybe what you find is self-confidence. Maybe you rebuild your will to fight back finally. Maybe it's the joy of simply doing your trade. Maybe it's the flame of an old friendship, just the comfort you needed. These things can be knocked right out of us and scattered into the hellish dungeon of life, waiting for us to come back and find them again later, if we know where they're gonna be. Later, nervously going down the dark corridor, turning left at the sound of water, and you find it beneath the tombstone marked Tragedy. One unlock leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, and suddenly this desolate emotional hellscape only you know doesn't feel so scary anymore. As long as you keep listening, as long as you keep learning the map of yourself on the road to healing, all these barriers will be yours to open once again, someday, even if it's not quite with the same emotion you used to use. Destabilizing events can leave you in all sorts of dark places. World-scale destabilizing events leave all kinds of people in every manner of bizarre, darked up, traumatizing, shell-shocking situation you can imagine. But my little life has taught me that as long as you can keep listening to your navigator when your heart's gone, when the fire in your belly's been snuffed out, if your navigator can keep building her intuition to guide you back to your emotions, to get those upgrades back wherever they're hiding, however many years away they might be, every time they're kicked out of your hands, if you can keep getting them back, you will learn how to navigate when there's no light anymore. You can learn how to read the map of yourself, and it's so fucking valuable. I've been wandering labyrinths like this for so much of my life, and there's not a lot I feel like I can do for the people around me in times like this, but I decided it was finally time to share the philosophy behind this channel, behind Melovania, behind me and Metroidvanias. I mean, this is the beating engine behind it all. If we can listen to ourselves, if we can listen to life, if we can keep learning and mapping and sharding and noticing patterns, we can endure. We can endure together. It all starts with a pulse. Every little part of life begins with a pulse, and if you hear it, you can follow the trail.